Next to me, Michael, is the whole.
Oh, I know. I can't believe he made his way to see you. He must really like you because this is far away.
Well, you guys went uptown.
You did, right?
I used to have to go up to the broom closet upstairs.
No, this is nice.
Now you guys are in the field level. I mean, can we stay here the whole night?
If you'd like. Don's got all the connections. It's a Steve Young report brought to you by Dropcam. Steve, first of all, what did you think of Eli yesterday? He looks a lot more comfortable than he did in the first game.
Everybody happy now?
I am.
Everybody, is the offense? Everybody happy with the offense?
I was happy with the offense. Yes, it wasn't the imbroglio that we've seen.
Imbroglio, good job, Don. That's great. Keep me awake. No, I mean, that's efficient, right? No turnovers, run the ball. I mean, if you told me the Giants every week are going to run the football really effectively, no turnovers, score some points, I mean, they're going to win. That's the Giants. I don't know if they can do it week to week, but I mean, at least it's nice to see that it's possible.
It is, and running the football, that's a big deal. Now, when you watch that game, is that, hey, they figured it out, the offensive line's doing its job, or they took advantage of something that Houston wasn't doing well to give up that kind of yardage?
Yeah, and I think that's why, remember I talked about September being the preseason. Mm-hmm. It's going to have to find its way through. I worry, but, at the zone blocking and trying to get people in spots and they get a guy going, football's like a momentum game. You know what I mean? It really is. It's like, Newt Rock makes a good speech, and now we go play hard, and now we can run the ball. We think we can run the ball, so then therefore we can run the ball. So I don't know. There's a little bit of that. The Giants of all the teams seem to be, hey, we feel like we can do this, and they end up self-fulfilling it. So I who knows what they're doing.
All right, tonight's Monday Night Football. It's the Bears against the Jets. Jets could rush a quarterback. They showed that against Aaron Rodgers, and Steve, you know this. No quarterback likes to get rushed. I'd like to see the guy go, I love pressure. But it seems like Jay Cutler reacts to it a little bit more adversely than others. Why does it affect him so adversely? Now, it doesn't affect anybody in a good way, but why does he seem to really get unnerved the most?
Well, he's trying to transition, Michael, to an orchestrator. He's a gunslinger. He wants to get back. His feet don't matter to him. Whip that ball, rip it down the field 50 yards, make a big play. But he's now realizes that I can't be that guy because that's when he gets into trouble. The rush comes on. He wants to make a big throw. He's off balance. He hasn't really read the defense, and so all of a sudden, he's got to go make a play. And that's no way to make a career. And I think he's finally realized that I don't want to be that guy, and he's trying to transition. I think that you'll see him better against pressure tonight than you've seen him in the past. I think he's making the transition from a gunslinger to an orchestrator, and I think that's happening right before your eyes. And I think his career will be the better for it.
And if that's the case, Steve, then how does this Jets secondary contain him?
Well, that's a real problem, right? Especially with the size they have out there. And, that'll be the real question. Does Rex bring extra guys to try to close the windows more quickly because the windows are, disguise the fact that the windows are wide open. He doesn't get a chance to get to them. And that'll be the real risk. I think that if I were Rex, I would want to bring my 4, see if I can put some pressure with 4, and use my linebackers to augment and help fill some holes and not play as much man. Mm-hmm. Rex wants to play man. He wants to go after Jay Cutler. He wants to. I think this is a tough night to do that.
Now, the interesting part about this Bears team under Trestman, it's almost like a flip-flop of the monsters of the Midway. They've got a really threatening offense, and their defense not that good. So what can the Jets do against this defense?
I think a lot. I think this defense is, last week showed 1 + 1 = 3 for the Bears. They hustled. They made some big plays. I don't think it's replicable over week to week. I don't think the Bears are that good. But so I think that there's some chances for the Jets to. Look, the Jets got a running game, and the offensive line kind of gels. The real question will be, can Geno Smith? Because you can't run the ball into the end zone very often, all the way down. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to throw it in. And Geno, at a young age, that's the most difficult thing quarterbacks have to do at a young age is throw the ball in the end zone. And so how do we do that? How does Marty Morningway, the offensive coordinator, concoct ways to put him in a spot where he can make easier reads, cut the field in half, move it, quicker read, and still get the ball in the end zone throwing it? That'll be the question tonight. If he can throw average throughout the season, 1.5 a game, that's going to that bodes well for the Jets.
Now, how much does their passing game change if Decker can't play?
It hurts. It's like when your mom wanted to feed all the kids with the pancake batter, you keep pouring water in.
Right.
It gets so thin, it's not even pancakes anymore.
Right.
It's
see-through.
it gets rough. But I tell you what, Rex, there is no better combination of defensive coordinator. I'm calling Rex the defensive coordinator, and Marty Morningwing offensive coordinator together, making hay with whatever they got. And I think that's what's nice about the Jets today that hasn't been in the past. And so as they find ways to get it done, if they don't put themselves in jam, those stupid turnovers, dumb penalties, play clean, this team's going to be harder and harder to beat down the road. Right now, you saw last week, the Packers gave everything they had. And the Jets gave, their Jets are tough out even today.
Were you surprised that Peyton Manning in that stadium where it's deafening could drive his team 80 yards in a minute to tie the game?
Not in the fourth quarter. You've seen it all. Things devolve late in games. People are tired. You've seen the defense. It's almost like you're used to it by the fourth quarter. And so great quarterbacks figure out a way. You give him enough opportunities at it, he'll start to say, hey, wait a second. This is not that hard. Let's have you go out and block. You pick. Wes, you come underneath. Let's hit a couple quick ones. Let's throw the quick out. I mean, of all the guys that should be able to figure out and concoct a way to drive the football in Seattle, would be Peyton Manning, and he did.
Clearly, the hit on Foles was excessive. Now, in a league where you want to protect the quarterback, can you devise something to say, hey, listen, all right, quarterback's ineligible. He can't make the tackle, so nobody has to block him like that? Because I see where you want to get in the quarterback's way. That was clearly excessive, but it also is a situation where you could take a free shot of the quarterback if you don't go over the top the way they did. Right?
Hey, yeah, you get in these awkward situations where, the quarterback's exposed like that. There's almost an animal response, like a Pavlovian, like let's they're out of even their own nature. The defensive guys are like, let's just kill them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they're not even themselves, and so it's just an odd situation that quarterbacks just need to get out of the just. I'm not saying run off the field, but
kind of.
But you know what, Steve? That's funny you said that, because I truly believe if you can't touch them, if they're wearing tutus, okay, then they have to get off the field when they throw the interception. Because if they're going to try to make a tackle, they should be fair game.
Absolutely fair game. When change of possession is when more injuries happen across the board on strange plays that people are out of context. Defensive players and now offensive players. Quarterbacks are not trying to make tackles. People get hurt, and it's not necessarily that anyone's looking to get hurt. It's just you're now you're not doing the things you normally do. And so there's no question in my mind if a quarterback, if I ever threw an interception, first of all, I had to go clean it up. And the next thing I do, I had my head on a swivel because people were out to get me. And you knew that they had a free, they could come after you. So it's part of football. Michael, we don't need to weigh this down with too much talk. He threw it, go get it. Clean it up. If someone gets you late, get a penalty, forget it. I mean, you can't worry about it.
Was that a penalty, you thought? It was too much.
Penalty. Yeah. But you can't, I don't know. Quarterbacks are treated better than ever